June 12th, an Air India Boeing 787 Dreamliner lifted off from Ahmedabad airport at 12:15 p.m. It was airborne for just 26 seconds. The plane nosedived, crashing near BJ Medical College. All but one of the 230 passengers and 12 crew members died. Today, over a month later, the focus of the investigation has narrowed to one section of the plane, the tail. AI-171 was operating a scheduled flight from Ahmedabad to London. It had arrived from Delhi earlier that morning. After takeoff from runway 23, the aircraft reached an altitude of 100 feet before it began to descend rapidly. The wreckage was strewn across a densely populated campus. One passenger survived. All others, including the crew, were killed. But parts of the aircraft's tail assembly remained intact and held vital clues. What makes this crash unusual is not just its speed, but the early signs of a system that may have failed mid-function. Two black boxes forward and AFT-enhanced airborne flight recorders (EAFRs) were recovered. The rare black box located in the tail was found embedded in the rooftop of a hostel mess building. It suffered extensive internal heat damage. No data could be retrieved. In contrast, the front black box retrieved 3 days later yielded nearly 50 hours of flight data and audio. Experts say it's rare for a rare black box to be so severely damaged, especially when the fire was described as contained. Investigators found signs of a contained electric fire in the tail assembly. Critical components, the auxiliary power unit, APU, stabilizer transducers, and rudder systems are located in the same section. A stabilizer sensor had shown an error message on the aircraft's previous flight, AI-423 from Delhi. That error was logged and addressed on ground, but investigators are now examining whether it was a symptom of a deeper fault. The front black box shows a transition to fuel cut-off mode shortly after takeoff. This signal likely came from the aircraft's FADEC system, the digital brain that controls engines. FADEC is designed to shut off fuel to protect engines if it detects corrupted input. Investigators are probing whether faulty signals from the tail sensors triggered this shut-off, leading both engines to fail mid-air. This would suggest that the crash was not caused by pilot error or weather, but by an automated system reacting to a sensor malfunction. The lone survivor reported that cabin lights flickered seconds after takeoff. That points to a possible power transition between the main electrical system and the APU. The APU used for secondary thrust and backup power was found intact. Experts say the flickering may indicate unstable electric flow or a failed attempt at system recovery. The body of a flight attendant in the rear of the aircraft was found nearly 72 hours after the crash, and unlike other victims, her body was not charred, indicating limited fire damage in the tail. Officials say she likely died of impact injuries. The fire damage around her was consistent with a contained electrical fire, not the fuel-fed blaze that engulfed the rest of the fuselage. The 787 Dreamliner fleet was grounded in 2013 after incidents of APU battery fires. Boeing redesigned the APU battery system, and this particular aircraft was re-inducted the same year. The current probe is revisiting whether those fixes were comprehensive. India's Aircraft Accident Investigation Bureau is also reviewing service history, maintenance logs, and sensor data for similar warning signs. AI-171's black box data points to an automatic fuel shutdown triggered by faulty inputs. Its tail section shows signs of an electric fire, and its crew logged a defect in a stabilizer sensor before takeoff. The evidence may be scattered, but for the lives lost, the trail leads back to one question. Did the aircraft systems behave as designed, or did they fail when it mattered the most? That's all for now. For more such explainers, stay tuned to the Indian Express. Thank you so much for watching.